Hi guys, it's Karis here, Smiles a New Color. I'm going to show you how to wrap a head pin to make your dangles. First I'm going to go through a few tools, so you might want to pause this and make note of what these tools are. You don't have to have them, it just makes your life easier when you become a beader or jewelry designer. The first one, that is one of my very favorites, is the bent nose pliers. That's what they look like. Oh, it's kind of blurry, sorry. And most of the time I like to work with two of them. These are the bent nose pliers. To do wire work, wire wrapping, you will need round needle nose pliers. And that's what those look like. Lots of times you'll use the split rings. The split ring looks like the little tiny key ring thing, and this is a split ring tool, and this makes it much easier for you to open those. And I'm not going to use this today, I don't think, but I will eventually, and you'll see how it works. These are wire clippers. This one right here, I have two pair. I have I don't care pair, and I have don't touch pair. The I don't care pair I can use to cut wire for wire wrapping head pins. The other ones are only to cut my wire that I use for stringing my beads, and I don't have that in here right now, but that'll be another video. And this is what a crimp tool looks like. This is a normal crimp tool. Actually, I lied. I picked up another cutter. We'll look at a crimp tool later. Let's get on to wrapping a head pin. And I just picked out some random beads here. And this head pin, if you can see, has the little knob on the end, and that's so my beads won't fall off. Now, one thing you want to remember is you don't want to put a lot of beads on here and then not have any wire for wrapping. And you see this right here? Let me light it. That leaves hardly any wire for wrapping, so there's no way that I would leave those two on there. That's taking up way too much room on my wire. Now, that bead, and maybe one of these little ones, if you did a small enough loop, okay. But I would not go any bigger than that because of the length of the head pin. And remember, in the wire, the bigger the number, the smaller the wire. And I couldn't tell you for sure what these are because it's not on the package. I just grabbed a package of what I could find. And I thought about wrapping this guy on a head pin today, but he goes right through the hole, and that means I'd have to use two of these, and it might be too big, so let's see. And that's one thing you've got to work out in advance of what you're wire wrapping, of what you're going to put on your beads. So yes, I could wrap that, but I've been wrapping beads for a while. So what I'm going to do to show you guys how to wrap, I'm going to give myself plenty of room to wrap the wire. So I've just put two beads on there. Let me see. Can you see? Just two beads. And this is probably, this is probably a 2-inch head pin. If you go smaller than that, then you're not going to get much of a loop, a wrap. So I only use my round nose pliers when I'm wrapping a head pin. Lots of people will use their square nose to make the 90-degree bend. I don't do that. I think mine look good enough without doing that. So I start about let's see, I don't know, not quite a quarter of an inch away from my beads. Can you see? Let me see if I can bring it down closer. Shoot, my battery's gonna die. So I'm gonna do this really quick. So the wire's sticking up above. You push it straight away from you, just like that, to where it looks like that. Like that. And see where I have it on my tool? And you could put a marker on your tool so you'll know where to go every time. And then I've got it, I folded it away from me. Then I'm gonna fold it back towards me and go all the way around the other side of the tool. So it looks like that. Okay? Now this is where I get my other pliers, my bent nose, and I get a hold of that tail that's sticking out there. I'm sorry. And I take that and I start wrapping it from the tool down to the bead. I hope this is helping you guys because it's hard to show it on camera. And if it gets all wonky flumpy on you, just let it go and slide it back on the tool and grab a hold of that wire and pull it around. This is called a hangsman's noose, but I don't like using that term. And then right now, that is what it looks like. That is really blurry. And I don't like it being all wompy. So I take my round nose, my favorite, and I stick it back in the circle, and I just bend it till it's straight in place. And now this extra piece, so this is where I'm going to use my other tool. Here I've got a hold of it with my pointed nose here, and I've got my other pointed nose. I'm going to grab the tip of that wire and pull it all the way around. And if I don't want to do that, then I would just cut off the excess wire. Just like that. So let me trim off this extra wire here. I'm going to go back in with these and smash that little piece sticking out down so nobody ever gets poked by it. Those have bit the dust. And then I'm going to go back in with my round nose and straighten up my circle. And this isn't perfect. I can make it perfect, but I don't want to because it's handmade and it's going on something else that I'm making. But there it is. Let me see. If I cut off, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to show you without a bead real quick. Get about there on your tool. Bend this away from you. So that's giving you your 90-degree angle. And then you bring it all the way back around, all the way around the bottom of the tool. And then you're going to grab these round nose, start from the tool and roll down. And this is kind of a heavier gauge wire. Go to the floral department or somewhere and get you some wire that's like in a roll, and get a real soft wire. Get a gauge, like if you can, get a 24 gauge wire, and it's really soft. You can, aluminum wire would be good to practice with too, and that's what I was trying to find. I had some, but it's out in the garage somewhere. Sorry. And let me straighten up my loop. I don't know why I'm getting out of frame here. Are you gonna focus? And there. And it takes practice, but it's not hard if you get some aluminum wire that's, you know, just wrapped around like in a circle. You don't have to get any head pins, just get some plain old wire, and try to get some 24 gauge. You could go to 26, but 24 is going to be thinner. If you go anything, I think if you go anything below 24, like if you went to 31, 30, 28, those are going to be so soft and so thin that they will break really easy. Now, I know you have questions. I wish I could find the wire, but just leave all your questions below. I will do my best to show more videos on doing this. And say you wanted to hook this to this, hook those two together. Well, before you would close up your second loop by wrapping it, you would hook it in this circle, or you can use a jump ring, or you can use a split ring. The split ring is what this tool is for, and is the one that looks like the keychain, but it's a lot tinier. A jump ring is the one that just splits apart. And when you use a jump ring, I don't have one here, which I wish I did. I use 2 of my bent nose pliers, because you turn it this way, away from you, and then you close it by working it back and forth, and when you hear it snap, that means it's hit each other and you're done. If you, on a jump ring, if you open it like this, you will never get it to close back the way it's supposed to, and it'll just lose its form. Okay, I think that's all I can do. This battery has got to be charged, but hope you learned something out of this. If not, ask me any question and I will do my best, even if I can do a one-on-one, or I don't know if I could do it live, but just let me know, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.